Think about the last time you drove a familiar route and arrived at your destination without remembering a single mile of the trip. While your conscious mind was elsewhere, a subconscious program was at the wheel. For most people, this autopilot isn't a temporary state. It is the blueprint for their entire life, with nearly 95% of our daily behaviors being driven by these same hardwired, unconscious patterns. Living within this daily repetition does more than keep us on schedule. It chemically locks us into our own history. Because the body is performing the same actions and firing the same neurological circuits every day, it effectively loses the ability to perceive a future that looks any different from the past. This creates a frustrating cycle. You might wake up with a genuine intention to change, to build a business, or improve your health. But the moment you attempt to do something differently, you are met with a wave of intense internal resistance that feels almost physical. Your brain immediately begins rationalizing why you should stop. It tells you to start tomorrow, or that you aren't ready, or that you're simply not the kind of person who succeeds. If you accept these thoughts as truth, you fall back into your old routine, followed by a heavy sense of guilt. This repetitive failure occurs because your body has been conditioned to crave the familiar. It prefers the known discomfort of your current life over the uncertainty of the unknown, turning your own biology into the primary obstacle to your progress. Every time you have a thought, your brain produces a corresponding chemical reaction. These thoughts aren't just abstract ideas. They are the starting point for a physical process that moves from your neurons to your bloodstream. As this diagram shows, the brain releases chemical messengers to the body, forcing it to feel how you think. It then monitors this state, generating more thoughts aligning with that feeling. Over time, this locked, continuous circuit becomes your state of being, physically modifying your biology. In this state, the conscious mind is no longer in control. The physical body has been conditioned to be the master, automatically running the show based on the chemical habits of the past. Over time, the body develops a physiological dependency on these daily chemicals. It becomes addicted to the familiar rush of stress, insecurity, or lack, even if those feelings are objectively painful. When you try to break this habit, your body goes into a state of withdrawal. Because it cannot predict the future, it perceives the unknown as a threat, generating self-sabotaging thoughts to pull you back toward your familiar suffering. This creates what we call an incoherent signal. Your mind might be thinking about wealth, but your body is still feeling the electromagnetic signature of poverty. These two conflicting energies cancel each other out, sending a mixed message into your environment. Most people try to change their lives by manipulating external circumstances, working harder, or changing jobs, while their internal state remains exactly the same. This is classical Newtonian physics, trying to force an effect without addressing the internal cause. To create a different outcome, you have to dismantle the hardwired personality of the old self. You must fundamentally change your internal chemistry before the external world can respond to you. The solution lies in a daily protocol of mental rehearsal. This is the practice of consciously intercepting your biological loop before you begin your day, preventing the old programs from taking the wheel. By sitting still and closing your eyes, you can observe your unconscious scripts without reacting to them. This act of observation begins to neurologically break apart the thoughts that have become hardwired in your brain. You then mentally rehearse the behaviors of the person you want to become. You visualize how they walk, how they breathe, and how they react to challenges, until these new patterns feel as familiar as the old ones. Neuroscience shows that the brain does not distinguish between a real-life experience and one that is vividly imagined. Through consistent rehearsal, you begin to install the neurological hardware of your future self in the present moment. When your thoughts and feelings finally align, you stop sending mixed messages. You begin broadcasting a single, coherent electromagnetic signal, a state where your mind and body are finally moving in the same direction. This alignment primes your brain for the future. You have successfully updated your biological software to match your intentions, creating the internal conditions necessary for a new reality to take hold. Once you have aligned your internal state, you must let go of the how. You cannot use your old way of thinking to predict exactly how your new life will manifest. Trying to control the specific details of the outcome is just an attempt to recreate a past experience. To create something truly new, you have to leave the how to the unpredictable nature of the world around you. By maintaining your coherent signal, you are interacting with the quantum field, the domain of all potential realities. Instead of forcing a result, you allow a new potential to find you, leading to outcomes that should surprise and even astonish you. The path to a new life requires the death of the old self. If you are willing to step into the discomfort of the unknown today, you can finally stop repeating your past. Subscribe for more insights on the science of change, and we'll see you in the next video.